Right, guys, Gemini back with another video. And before we get started here, usually maybe you care, maybe you don't care, that's fine. Usually what I like to do, I work nights these days, so I get off late, like 9, 10 o'clock, a lot of nights. So usually what I'll do is I'll get off work like 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock, whatever it is, and usually I'll eat some dinner and then I'll jump on Facebook and play on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff. And usually while I'm messing around on the computer and checking my Gemini stuff out, I'll pop in a good movie. And last night I popped in an 80s movie full of 80s cheese, and it was Body Slam from 1987. And I'm not sure if you're 100% familiar with this. It's an old school wrestling film. And I watched it last night and I thought I'd come on and make a YouTube video about it. It was very cheesy. At some parts, it was hard to sit through the film and finish the entire film. I remember watching this as a young kid years and years ago and thinking, whoa, this is the greatest movie of all time. And I remember last night I pretty much, not that it's a bad movie, but I pretty much had to force myself to finish the movie because I knew I wanted to do the YouTube video on it. But yeah, I had Rowdy Piper and the Tonga Kid and Captain Lou, and it's about this one real slick guy, and he's getting in trouble with actually the Wild Samoans. They keep trashing his cars, and he owes some debt to this crazy Japanese guy, and so he decides that he's going to be Rowdy Piper and the Tonga Kid's manager and manage him to the tag team championship. And in the end, they actually wind up beating him. I didn't recognize the one guy, but one of the guys, I swear, was the Barbarian. I'm pretty sure it was the Barbarian. He didn't have his beard yet, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Barbarian. They wind up trashing Piper and the Tonga Kid and put him in the hospital, and then that sets up the rock and roll connection. And actually, some of this was true to life because they still do musicians like that at live wrestling events. It was a rock and roll connection. Interesting film. Interesting to see Piper and Tonga Kid and Barbarian, and there was some other wrestlers in there, Wild Samoans. It was interesting to see the old wrestlers. Ric Flair and Bruno Sammartino made an appearance in it. If you can sit through the 80s cheese, and you can sit through some really, really, really bad acting, the wrestling stuff was good. It was solid. Seeing Rowdy Piper was solid, and it was a highlight to see the Wild Samoans and recognizing, the Barbarian, right away. Body Slam was an interesting piece of work, though. It was a little tough to watch, but I'm glad that I forced myself to sit through it. And maybe one day I'll pick up the VHS tape or the DVD of this, get it for a couple bucks or something. But that'd be an interesting thing to add to the collection. So, yeah, Body Slam, it was okay. Yeah, check it out. You could YouTube it. Somebody has it up on YouTube here where you could watch the whole thing. And what I did was I just set it up on my Chromecast, and so I was able to watch the whole movie from YouTube on my TV. So interesting piece of work, a little 80s nostalgia with classy Freddie Blassie was in there. So you guys let me know what you think on the 1987 film Body Slam. I'll be interested to get your comments. I'm Gemini. Thank you. Have a good one.